Suarez. I'm the co-founder and director of Universo MOLA. Today we have a very, very special guest in this Voy Con MOLA session. We are here with Santiago Albornoz.
Hi everybody, thanks for watching.
And Giusy Bettoni, who is actually talking with us from Milan, Italy. So this is a very, very special guest. So Santiago, would you like to start?
Yes, of course. Giusy, how does C.L.A.S.S motivate self-creativity and sustainable practices on designers? And are trends an influence on their design journey?
First of all, thanks for inviting me to this amazing, occasion. It's great, to keep this conversation ongoing in this moment. So great to be with you and try to give a little contribution for myself. I'm the CEO of C.L.A.S.S, that is this, platform. C.L.A.S.S means creativity, just to talk about, how to self-motivate, the expression of creativity. So creativity, lifestyle, sustainable synergy. So we believe a lot in creativity. We cannot talk about sustainability. We cannot talk about anything if creativity is not there. We need, this is the first, value that we need to defend. And when we start talking about sustainability, it looked like creativity was not part of the same game. So for C.L.A.S.S, that started in 2007, we said right from the beginning that, one of the must-have for this new, offer toward the consumer should have been something beautiful, creativity. And not just one creativity, but a creativity that is coming directly from the different way to look at things, to have different vision, different ways, to transmit it. And we're trying to support any kind of creativity because we believe it's important to make people aware of the choices that they have in order to be even more creative with a design responsibility, but not to interfere in which creativity.
So, Giusy, are brand new students self-aware of sustainable fashion? And what about textile fiber producers?
The students are aware about sustainable fashion and they're really passionate about it. The thing that is missing, unfortunately, when we talk about students and new designers as well, is that sometimes they have not the possibility to assess, these sustainable materials, this sustainable information. It's not so easy, for them to get. And I was really frustrated about this situation because it happens quite often that when I could travel, I was visiting also these places where, the wholesaler for materials, because sometimes, the textile producer are doing things, but they have not the dynamics to take care maybe about a small volume, for the people that is studying, and they need to exercise. And the wholesaler, the choice of sustainable, and for me, sustainable is not just being an organic cotton or recycled polyester. I'm thinking about a material that is good looking, as innovation inside, and responsible at the same time. I was finding really low level of quality, low level of creativity. And I felt very bad because how we can motivate the new designer, the students, but also merchandiser, people that is studying different things, inside of the apparel and the fashion industry. How we can motivate them is go and to get this sustainable material and they see something so bad looking, not engaging, not appealing, we can destroy their goodwilling and their belief.
Thank you, Giusy. Since you mentioned that students are more self-aware, brands are becoming more sustainable in a way, but maybe consumers are not trying to believe this kind of storytelling. Do you think that it's a well-known fact that fashion houses overprice their products, but fast fashion underpriced them? What's the right price for fashion then?
Well, this is another key point for sure, because I think the problem is not just the price, but it's the system. it's very clear. You know, I keep saying C.L.A.S.S is doing the ingredients and the tools and many things. But at a certain point, you know, we can do, you know, together with MOLA, we are synergizing as much as possible to make things happen and in a critical mass. But when it comes to systems, I think we need also some laws, because it's very clear that, we need, I don't think that, I don't know how to say it at best, but nobody can go to designer to say this is the wrong price or this is the good price, because this is a business, you know, dynamics. But it's clear that there is something wrong at the moment, because as you know, ethics are not yet clear, you know, and sometimes it looks like, you know, there are brands that are very sustainable, but at the same time, you understand that they are sustainable maybe in part of the, you know, process of sustainability. For me, sustainability is not just having an ingredient that is sustainable. You have process, you have people, you have finishing, end of life, you know, there are many things. So I believe it's time to put more order into a system.
The last one. So should emerging designers build their brand on digital platforms only? This is us thinking in the pandemic and all that's happening now. So is it still relevant to advertise on magazines, billboards, TV, runway shows? What do you think?
I believe it's going to change a lot, you know. I think it should have changed also before pandemic, okay? That's why at C.L.A.S.S we were talking to these companies about, you know, the remote touch and the remote look and so on. I think it's going to change, but I'm a strong believer in the phygital approach, meaning that we need to have physical moments. We have to, because the emotion, you know, the possibility to interact, to get, you know, when we meet people, even for a coffee to talk about work, you will get something that I cannot get even today, even if we are talking like this, you know. So it's something that you feel inside, and I think the countries, you know, the hot countries like us, you know, the Latin America, but it's not just like that, and you get enriched, you know, and you can have a conversation and you can exchange. So physical has to be there. Which kind of physical, that is going to be, I think, the objective. Not sure about, you know, the conventional fashion shows. Also because it doesn't give you at the moment, it does give you, I think a fashion show is beautiful because it's very emotional, but it does not allow you to go inside of what you are presenting.
So this is the first one.
Ooh, it's like to see memories, you know, personal memories. This was a great moment for us. This is, I was with Journal of Fashion United in New York in 2018 when we celebrated our birthday, class birthday. And it was great because we didn't want to celebrate, you know, with champagne and, you know, this kind of thing, because that's not the way we wanted to do. So we created in a very nice apartment in New York. Believe me, it was, I'm scared thinking about it, because we set up this event on 22nd of April, and the 21st of April in New York, there has been a big snow. It was more than 15 centimeters of snow. You know? And so I said, nobody's going to come. You know? It's impossible. And then the day afterward was the sunshine, so it was great. We wanted to create a sensorial journey.
Okay, so let's go to the second picture. One.
Ooh.
I love that reaction.
So, yes, because you know, this is one of the, let's say, let's go back to this April. This April we were already in lockdown, so we normally do the Fashion Revolution Week. We are part of them, and we normally do different kind of activities. This year we couldn't do anything physical because we were still in lockdown in Italy. So we decided to start these Smart Voices I was mentioning before. But Smart Voices is the digital talk that we have created starting from April, where we invite game changer thinkers, really people that can share with us amazing new things. We have done different talks during that week. And one of them, well, two of them were dedicated to the communication to consumer. And I invited Stefania Ricci, that is the director of the Ferragamo Museum in Florence, because last year they launched Sustainable Thinking that I also curated from a material perspective.
So now we're heading towards our final segment, which is the burnout questions. So here you have to be very quick and answer with the first thing that comes to your mind.
Giusy, what was your first job?
I was working for the International Institute for Cotton in Milan, and it's where I learned, it was my first lesson about the cotton material.
So what's something you wish people would focus on more?
To focus on doing things in the right way.
Giusy, tell us what's the best fashion tip you learned from your relatives.
But I think what I like most at the moment from, is that people want to have good things.
Name your best and worst runway show.
That's maybe, it will be one of the things that I cannot answer.
From your personal perspective, what's the worst fashion trend ever?
I think that the worst is the one that was promoting waste, meaning the single use of clothes.
Next question. Name a secret hobby.
I love walking.
Giusy, for you, what's the fashion capital? Milan, Paris, London, New York, or Shanghai?
No, I cannot answer to this.
Tell us the movie you cry the most and the one you laugh the most.
Fortunately, I remember very well when I cried the most and when I laugh, every day.
Fantastic, Giusy. Thank you so much for all of your answers. It's been a real pleasure getting to know you a lot better and spending actually this time with you. So thank you very, very much.